Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. My name is Lori Norman. I'm an investor specialist and partner with Steady Hand. Joining us today are my two colleagues, Neil Jensen, our CEO and co-founder, and Salman Ahmed, portfolio manager and partner with Steady Hand. Well, that was a year that we didn't see coming. 2020 was a challenging year. We all had to make adjustments, but I'm pleased that we were able to carry on many of the initiatives that we had planned, and more importantly, we were still able to communicate and offer you the service and advice that is the cornerstone of our business and in our namesake, Steady Hand. Neil, in January of 2020, we had a firm meeting, and it was the first time that you had mentioned COVID and the potential impact it might have on our firm and our clients. I vividly remember thinking that there was absolutely no way we could do our jobs remotely. Fast forward into March, and the world as we know it had changed dramatically. Can you walk us through the early part of 2020 and how we responded?
Well, we really started in late 2019 with a very busy time as we upgraded our client management software, and that impacted the entire firm. And we rolled over from that into a busy 2020 RSP season, and then of course into March 2020 dealing with the impacts of COVID. And of course, as an essential service, we had to keep our doors open. I'm very happy with how that transition went. We managed to invoke our business continuity plan, and we had everyone working at home within a few days.
And I'm sure no one wants to be reminded of this, but in March, we also experienced one of the steepest and most dramatic declines in history.
That volatility led to a huge surge in phone calls to our 1-800 line. We were able to answer close to 95% of those calls within 14 seconds on average. And you might recall that was the time that the large banks and other institutions were having clients on hold for hours at a time. So for most of our clients, apart from not being able to see us in person, the transition was quite seamless. Nonetheless, that took a huge effort. It's one thing to have some of your team working at home some of the time, to having all of your team work at home all of the time. And we spent most of last year, and we'll be working on it this year as we continue to think about how we adapt to this new environment. Like many other organizations, we're grappling with issues about retaining company culture, and how we recruit and onboard new employees virtually.
Neil, despite the challenges we faced, there were many positives that came out of it. One of them being that we continue to grow and welcome new clients. Can you give us an update on this?
That's right, Lori. We did increase our client base, and last year we really saw an uptick in interest all the way through to an uptick in subscribers to our blog and our mailing list. We're now managing in excess of $1 billion in assets under management, and our average client is paying 0.92% in fees, including HST. Like previous years, we continue to eat our own cooking. 94% of our own assets are invested alongside you in the funds.
Salman, moving to the investment side, at last year's Where to From Here event, we announced our commitment towards moving to a more sustainable Steady Hand. Can you tell us what Sustainable Steady Hand is?
Yeah, sure, Lori. So Sustainable Steady Hand has two elements to it, and both are equally important. The first is investing responsibly, of course, and the second is treating our clients and colleagues responsibly. Now, we've always paid a lot of attention to how we deal with our clients, and in fact, we've gotten a lot of kudos from our clients on that, and some recognition from third parties on this aspect of our business as well. But when it comes to responsible investing, we have a slightly different thinking on this one. We believe that prioritizing returns leads to responsible portfolios. And what I mean by that is if you're going to prioritize returns, you need to focus on doing thorough research. And you can't be thorough without assessing all aspects of the business, including those aspects that are impacted by environmental, social, and governance issues, what's known as ESG. And the reality today is all businesses are impacted by ESG issues. That's just a fact. Now, that might not have been the case 2 or 3 decades ago, but that is the reality today. And what good investment managers do is they adapt their process to account for changes in the environment, changes in the investing landscape. Now think about the situation in the mid-90s when globalization was picking up steam. If an investment manager didn't account for how globalization was going to impact his or her investment ideas, their investment results were probably horrible. That investment manager is probably not around today. And just like globalization in the mid-90s, ESG today impacts everything. We have to account for it. And so this process of including the assessment of environmental, social, and governance issues, in addition to everything else an investment manager might consider, is what's known as ESG integration. It falls under the umbrella of responsible investing. So in a nutshell, Sustainable Steady Hand is investing responsibly by ensuring that our managers are assessing ESG issues in addition to everything else, and the continued focus on the client experience.
The work and time that has gone into this has been enormous and something that our clients might not be aware of. Can you talk us through what this process has been like for you?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of time went into this, but clients deserve that. They should expect us to understand all these issues. So we read hundreds of reports, met with dozens of people across the world and with different backgrounds. We met both skeptics and people that were fans of this idea to arrive at our own conclusions. And so where we stand today is all our managers are including the assessment of ESG in their investment process. Special credit goes out to Fiera and Connor Clark and Lunn, two of our managers who were very early on this and educated us on this as well. But all our other managers have embraced this as well over the last 18 months. And you talked about blogs. Yes, we've published a few blogs and we're going to keep publishing more on this topic. We've also made public our own framework so that everyone out there knows how we're thinking about it. But I think most important is the fact that we just want to get better. It's not just an expectation we have of our managers. We want to improve ourselves. And today we've got 17 people at Steady Hand that are committed to making Sustainable Steady Hand a success.
Thank you both, Neil and Salman, for the updates. Neil, I'd like to close with you. Do you have any final remarks?
We have 11 partners in the business now, and in the fall we went through a strategic renewal process. We reaffirmed our mission of helping as many Canadians as possible achieve their investment objectives in a better, more human fashion. Please stay with us and watch the following videos for an overview of the positioning of the funds and the market outlook. Thanks for watching.